Warning: the current username on my channel is false due to an individual hacking my YouTube channel, and this issue may not be resolved until the next couple of months. It is very important that all of my viewers, no matter who you are, read this before watching this video. Thank you, and enjoy the video. It is that time of the year, everyone. Welcome to Horror Movie Month. I'm very excited to start Horror Movie Month. I was so excited to start Horror Movie Month because I have some movies that I really want to review that I haven't reviewed yet on my channel, and a few movies that I will be re-reviewing, this being one of them, for reasons like I said. For the viewers who don't know about some of my old movie reviews, and maybe if I felt like the previous movie review for it didn't really hold up that much. But enough chit chat. Let's get to the first review for Horror Movie Month, where today I'm going to be talking about my favorite horror film of all time. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining is a film that has influenced many people to become filmmakers, and not just audience members, but film lovers. And it will continue to do that for many generations because this film is actually that good. And if you guys are unaware of the plot to this film, well, a father known as Jack Torrance takes his family, which is his wife and his son, to the Overlook Hotel for the winter. And he agrees to look after the hotel until May, which is near the summertime. And while they stay at this hotel, Jack slowly starts to descend into madness because of the past events that have occurred in this hotel and the terrible spirits that are currently in the hotel, ripping apart the family, in particular Jack Torrance. And it gets to the point where Jack goes insane enough to want to kill his family. The Shining is one of my all-time favorite films, not just one of my all-time favorite horror films. This is my favorite horror film of all time, but this is one of my all-time favorite movies in general. There is so much to say about this movie. There's everything to love about The Shining. This is one of those films that I will call the pinnacle of flawless films. This film doesn't have a single thing that I can easily nitpick at. This film is flawless. And this is easily one of the most gorgeous looking films I have seen in my entire lifetime. The cinematography and the camera work is phenomenal. It seriously is that good. The shots and the paving that Stanley Kubrick creates in this film is suspenseful. It is highly suspenseful, and it really does keep you on the edge of your seat. Even the way the film opens, where the camera paves over a huge lake, and then we automatically end up through the mountains with the music and the score in the background. It's all really set up to create mind-blowing suspense and tension. And Kubrick is really a master at doing that. You know, I gotta talk about Jack Nicholson in this film. He is my favorite actor of all time, and this is one of my top 10 favorite performances of all time. Jack Nicholson truly carries this film in so many ways. He has a lot of work to do in this movie, and he's excellent. And there are times where he makes you feel on edge a bit. Like he's going a little too over the top with his performance, which is not even a bad thing. But it makes you feel alarmed. Is this guy actually going crazy? Because Jack Nicholson is a star. He is a true star in this film. He really is. This is easily one of, if not his best performance. The beauty of this film is when you view it a lot more, you discover so many new things. There are multiple interpretations of the show. You don't understand them unless you actually give this movie a chance through many rewatches and rewatches over and over and over again. And the more you rewatch films like The Shining, everything in the film absolutely engraves into your head. And it's truly something that cannot escape out of your head. And another thing that this film does masterfully is leading you without knowing some certain things. Like, for example, at the ending of the movie, the picture with all the caretakers at the Overlook Hotel. And then once we zoom into the picture, it shows a picture of Jack Torrance. Honestly, that's a very chilling scene. It is honestly very creepy and confusing too, because it leads you to almost think, has Jack been here in this hotel all the time, or was there someone who sort of like looks like him, I guess? And picking up on that, the scene where Jack gets into contact with one of the ghosts, who's Mr. Grady, the old caretaker who supposedly murdered his family with an axe. And if you really listen to their conversation, you can actually get a better picture on what that picture in the ending of the film might mean. And that is the genius of Kubrick. You many images and many elements that you cannot escape. Kubrick is easily one of the most influential filmmakers of all time. He's easily my favorite filmmaker of all time. Now let's talk about an actress that I actually think does not get much respect often. Shelley Duvall. Shelley Duvall, I actually do find her pretty underrated as an actress, and I actually think that's quite unfair too. If you guys know about the behind the scenes on The Shining, there was supposedly probably some abuse that happened during the set of The Shining, and some people were just saying that Kubrick was just being a jerk and an a-hole. Whatever caused Shelley Duvall to have an excellent performance, it worked. She is devastating in this film. She's absolutely devastated in this film, and you can tell. And she is really great in this film. She is excellent in this film, and her performance is underrated. And this is an actor that doesn't get much actress that doesn't get much respect, and I don't think that's fair, honestly, because Shelley Duvall does a really great job in this film. And I also gotta mention Danny Lloyd in this film. At the time, I'd have to say this is one of the best child performances I've seen in a film. Aside from Jack Nicholson, Danny Lloyd also has a lot to do in this film. And he does an excellent job portraying the character Danny Torrance, which is the son of Jack Torrance and Wendy Torrance. And the scenes where he gets in contact with the spirits in the hotel, and especially the scene where he talks with Scatman Crothers, which is an excellent scene, by the way, because they technically know that they have this psychic ability. They both know that they have this psychic ability. When Dick Hallorann, who's played by Scatman Crothers, who's excellent, by the way, love Scatman Crothers. Dick Hallorann, who asks him about his abilities because he knows he has them. Do you know how I knew your name was Doc? You know what I'm talking about, right? My mama always used to call this thing, we would always communicate without ever opening our mouths. We called it shining. And how he just has this very, very nice conversation with this boy. It is masterfully written. And then the audience gets to discover the beauty and the dark secrets of The Shining. And it seriously is fascinating. And we will technically never receive a horror movie like this ever again. And the set designing and the atmosphere in The Shining absolutely gives you chills. And seriously, it never fails to do that. Even if you see this movie 100 more times, this film disturbs you. And it's the feeling of the film. And that's genius, honestly. The Shining is not one of those horror films where it's just like jump scare for jump scare for jump scare. This is an extreme psychological horror film. This is the ultimate psychological horror film. And this film is scary to the core. You want to think about the scares when you see them. Like, for example, where Danny's riding his tricycle, where Danny's riding his little bike and his little tricycle in the hallway, and the camera paves along with him. There's no music, there's no music at all. Just the sound of the bike riding through the carpet and hitting the wood ground, riding through the carpet again and hitting the wood ground. And he come across the two girls in the hallway. Hello, Danny. Come play with us. Come play with us, Danny. Forever and ever and ever.
Hello, Danny. Come and play with us. Come and play with us, Danny. Forever and ever and ever.
It's seriously terrifying, and this entire film is terrifying from opening to finish. Do I really need to say more about this film? The Shining is one of my all-time favorite films. It's my favorite horror movie of all time. It's made by my favorite director of all time, Stanley Kubrick. It's insanely scary, highly suspenseful, and it has Jack Nicholson in it. And like I already said, it's my favorite horror movie of all time. And of course, I'm gonna give The Shining an A+. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Look forward to more reviews that I will be doing for Horror Movie Month. I am so excited to be talking about horror movies. I'm going to be doing reviews of movies that I haven't reviewed on my channel, and a few re-reviews that I'll be doing on my channel. Can't wait to do more reviews. But you guys, thank you so much for always watching. Love you guys. You guys are the best. I love every single one of you. Look forward to more reviews that will be coming very soon. And as always, if you're new here and you like what you see here, why not hit that subscribe button to join the EliB/520 community. And I will see you next time. Peace out.